The milestone we're talking about today is tummy time. And the tools that we're talking about for this video are foam rollers and, also known as bolsters, but different kinds of foam rollers that you can have to help your baby out with tummy time. Now, this one's the yoga one, the yoga bolster. These are the pool noodles. These are pretty readily accessible in the world, and you can change them to meet the needs of you and your baby. So the environment that we're working on today when we talk about using these different foam rollers is we're a little bit more flat in some of our activities that we're talking about today, a little bit more closer to the ground, more in that horizontal position. And so ideally, baby's got enough strength to be able to tolerate this position. Sometimes it's hard to start from this point, and it just really depends on your little baby. As the expert on your child, trying lots of different things and paying attention to how they respond is what core play is all about. So take some of these suggestions that we're talking about today and modify them for your little one. So we're going to start off with the pool noodle. So when we're talking about the pool noodle, this one's cut a little bit on the bottom here just to kind of give it a flat surface. Whenever we're talking about using these smaller bolsters, the placement of the bolster is going to be right at about nipple line on your baby. You want to keep it in a good position for your little one. Now when they're really small, you can try one of the half bolsters or the half pool noodles for your little one, and placing baby directly over the top of that little pool noodle. Always making sure that you are close by and monitoring baby's response, because you don't want your baby to be in distress in these positions, because tummy time is such an important part of development. We want to make sure that it's a good experience. So this baby's just getting just a little bit of a oomph, a little bit of a push underneath their chest to help them just clear maybe the surface there a little bit so that they can have a little bit of help to be able to rotate their head side to side. Again, getting all that nice touch pressure input to the oral structures here, their tongue, their hand, their lips. Again, making sure that the hands are not out to the side. This is not the position we want our baby in here. We want everything nice and tucked up here in that nice, satisfying and calming position of flexion. But we want it on the floor in tummy time. Now, it's simply a matter of switching out your bolsters or your foam rollers, depending on baby's continued growth and strength. And just switching those out for your little one is a great way to go as they start to kind of unravel a little bit and they become a little bit more elongated as they develop, and giving a little bit of pressure into the chest helps their weight shift back into their pelvis, which is the goal that we want to achieve, because when the weight shifts back to the pelvis, we're able to rotate off the pelvis because we're gaining strength and stability in the trunk. And so the further out they kind of get, the stronger you know your baby's getting. Baby continues to be able to get hands to mouth. They can even have a little toy here that they're playing with and start to nosh on that a little bit too. And then as baby continues to get stronger, you can adapt it by giving an even larger pool noodle. And what I like about this, which is going to be different than this one on the flat, this one doesn't readily move as much, but this one is able to provide a little bit more dynamic movement here, and will move with baby a little bit more as they start to become more independent with their mobility. And then gearing it up using even a larger little cylinder or foam roller. Get over there, you! Placing this again, remembering to place it underneath right around the nipple line, underneath the arms. Not wanting this position here, folks. We want it nice and close and close to the body so that baby can get some weight into the hands and can get some weight into the knees and free up a lot of that mobility in their hips in this position too. So those are your positions using your foam rollers or your pool noodles. So baby can rock a little bit here, adding some novelty to their environment to keep their interest. And you can always use some of their toys to help motivate them there too, or just keep their interest. You can move the toy, looking at always moving it in an arc to really make sure they pay attention to the right side of their body and the left side of their body while they're in this tummy time position. You can even just put it real in close proximity so they have easy access to it. Is also pretty great there too. And remembering that whenever we do tummy time with our little, it's more about quality versus quantity. So doing several times of day versus a huge burst of 20 minutes of tummy time. You know, if your baby's not handling that amount of time, do shorter bursts and continue to use some of the activities that involve using your body to help your little one manage tummy time a little bit better. In this video, you learned about how to use different kinds of cylinders to help your baby better tolerate tummy time. We used a yoga foam roller, and we also used pool noodles in different shapes and sizes. Your call to action is to practice these activities, and also grab your playbook and take some time to reflect. Reflect on what worked and what didn't. What might you change about the environment to get a different response from your baby? And what might you change about the activity to get a different response from your child?